Well, Donna, first of all, I wanted to thank you for your great work with all the Christmas decorations that are here in our Welcome Center and throughout the building. Most people probably aren't aware of who's the force behind all the decorating, and I know that there are several people, but you were here many hours this last week putting everything together, and it looks beautiful. And that's part of the reason why we're doing our interview in front of these decorations, is because I wanted to have a chance to say thank you.
You're welcome.
For it. It looks really, really nice. So today is Stand Sunday, and Stand Sunday is a day each year that churches throughout the United States, they want to bring to attention to people in the churches the needs of kids, all vulnerable kids, but in particular kids that are in foster care or kinship care. Currently, there are over 400,000 kids in the United States that are in some kind of out-of-home placement, like foster care or kinship care. Here in the United States, there's over 15,000 children. And so I was wanting to ask you your first reactions to that. Do those numbers surprise you? You've been a foster parent, you've been in this world for a long time. What's your reaction to that?
I actually think those numbers are low. And the reason I think that is, especially over the last 10 years, more and more family members are stepping in, grandparents. Mm-hmm. Kinship is becoming a way of life because of the foster families trying to get certified, trying to be able to just do the process. There's just not enough foster families. So the agencies that are out there try their best to put these kids in a place where they're safe, where they're going to be cared for, their needs are going to be met. Grandparents are probably one of the biggest users of Call to Care, mm-hmm. because they get their kids and they get really almost zero support in doing it. They're on their own. Mm-hmm. So that's why I think the numbers, when you say foster care, there is so many other children out there that do not make it to foster care because of other ways they're being cared for
them. And even then, my awareness of those numbers is the numbers that we do know about.
Right.
So 15,000, that has increased significantly over the past several years. So 10 years ago, there were 10,000 known children in foster care in Ohio, and that number is now 15,000. And to your point, that's probably much, much higher. I know the organization I used to work at, we would be able to place roughly 6% of the number of kids that were referred to us needing homes to be placed in, needing some kind of temporary foster care placement. Most of the time, we were, there's just not a capacity issue. There's not enough homes to meet those needs. So today on Stand Sunday, what would you want people at Crossview to know about the needs of the kids that come into foster care, whether it's foster care, kinship care, whatever that situation is? What would you want them to know about the needs that those kids have, and also the needs of the families that are providing that care for these kids?
Probably one, support, prayer, not a lot of questions. That's probably the biggest thing. When kids come, people have a lot of questions, and it's just not appropriate to ask those kinds of things, like why are they here? What's their situation? Just welcome them. Welcome these kids. Welcome like you would welcome any other child. Prayer, I can't say that enough. A lot of these kids come right directly out of bad situations to an unknown home full of strangers. We talk about stranger danger all the time. Well, we're taking a child that has just come out of probably one of the worst nights or worst days of their lives. They're being taken away from the only family they've known, and they're being put into a strange home, and now new parental figures. How are they supposed to trust these people? How are they supposed to, function in this home? It's all new, it's all scary. Patience, and sometimes just a text or ask, hey, I saw that you've got a new child, you've got a new baby. Is there something I could come over and do? Is there something you need? Can I drop off some pizzas? Can I do some errands for you? That's probably the biggest thing right there, is just asking that family what they need.
What about, can you bring awareness to people about when it comes to respite care, babysitting, those types of things, how that's different and how a church may be able to help with that?
Have to really ask the foster family or the family you're wanting what they need you to do in order to get certified. Respite would be somebody that would be staying overnight, giving somebody a break, and that happens for a lot of reasons. A lot of times these kids can't go on vacation, they can't leave the area. And do you want to not take your family to see grandma and grandpa, or can you find somebody these children are comfortable with? And I know that a lot of family members will get certified as respite. I know that because some of my family members have wound up adopting these kids because they got certified as respite. So now when they see me coming, they're like, nope, no more.
But it's a good point that you're making about each situation's different depending on the county that has custody of that
Right.
child and in each specific situation. But asking a family, what can I do? What's needed so that I can help you if there's ever
Right,
an emergency. You have you and your spouse are getting away on an anniversary and you have to have, you need somebody to watch the kids. It's not as simple in a foster care situation as just saying, hey, I trust you, can you watch them?
Right.
There's all kinds of things that a person may have to go through that deters a lot of people. So people within the church can really support a family by being willing to do those things.
Exactly.
And then providing meals and other types of things. So, awesome. Well, Donna, thank you very much. I really appreciate your willingness to come in and chat with us and just elevate to the forefront what the needs are and how as a church we can be responsive to those needs.
Absolutely. All right.